bienvenidos a la Deuces Wild Daily Hustle. Soy Enrique Byrnes, y presidente de el mejor cerveza. No abate Porno Filter Network. Miguelito San Dieguito not with us today. Will the Thrill Clark not with us this morning, but he will be with us this evening for the live watch party when the San Francisco Gigantes take on the Detroit Tigers from the Motor City. Regardless, though, as you guys know, each and every single morning we come on here with or without our boys. We like to properly salute them and each and every one of you. Yes, 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 yes. Whoo! Remember this, folks, when we are juiceful, we are useful. And when we are juiceless, we are fucking useless. A very pleasant good morning to you on the 27th day of May, 2025. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Just want to take a minute to salute all those who have served our great nation and for those who have paid the ultimate price. It certainly is a holiday, I think, that gets looked over too much when we talk about our veterans and those who have been killed in action. So I think we get so caught up in the beach and the barbecue and Memorial Day and the Monday off that we don't give the proper attention. I even thought about it yesterday when I was with the boys on the baseball field, and it hit me when we were flying home. And I always think back, it's like, well, you know, what could have I done different when we end up not winning the tournament, which we did not yesterday? But I then realized I got so obsessed in coaching. And I really do immerse myself in the moment. I get really into it to the point where I don't know if psycho is the word, but I become very laser focused on things that are happening on the baseball field. So here we were on Memorial Day, and it was just one constant thing to the other, to the other, to the other, whether it's getting leads, getting jumps, it's routes in outfield, if it's the way we're attacking balls in the infield, it's approaches at the plate, it's turning our head around with 2 outs when we're not supposed to, just put your head down and run. It's just all these little things that are happening, and I'm just so dialed in that one of the things I knew going into yesterday was that I wanted to express to the Let Them Play boys how grateful we were to have an opportunity to play that great game. And the reason being that we're able to do this in this great nation is because of those who have served in our military and those who have fought and died for our country. And it slipped me. And it was I got the pit in my stomach on the way home that I looked past that. And forgive me, I certainly will not make the same mistake again when we do have a big holiday like that. I mean, we're wearing camo jerseys, right? And as a tribute to all of the members of our service branches. But I think sometimes it was a good lesson for me personally not to get too caught up in the moment. And I think it's good because if you want to be great, you got to be obsessed. But I do think there's a step back, feel the air pass through your nostrils, and let's remember how and why we're all here. So once again, happy Memorial Day to everybody. All right. We are sponsored, of course, by the Foot Reflexology Board. You can pick up one of these at ericbyrnes.com. We just got a new shipment of 1,000 boards. So we put those on sale at ericbyrnes.com. And while you're there, you might as well pick up a Daily Hustle coffee mug. They're just the right size. I'm very particular about my mugs. I don't want them too big. I don't want them too small. Not like those little teeny espresso mugs. You guys know what I'm talking about. but I want the gigantic mug where my coffee, there's no way I'm going to be able to drink all that coffee by the time it gets cold. So this is perfecto. You're also going to have the opportunity to pick up the Daily Hustle 222 Unfiltered Life Guidance from a Human Crash Test Dummy. Get that at ericburns.com. And the Effortless Life Lessons from a Human Crash Test Dummy at ericburns.com. And if you tune in tonight, these are brand new. These Deuces Wild hats. We have Deuces Wild hats. We have Deuces Wild shirts. We are going to do some sort of promotional giveaway for those. So stay tuned. All right. The Daily Hustle email just went out a short time ago. And here we go. Daily Hustle quote of the day. If we want to do things nobody else is doing, we must prepare like nobody else is preparing. Daily Hustle translation. Just got done with another intense weekend coaching kid baseball, and once again, I'm incredibly grateful for the learning experiences this beautiful game has to offer. On Sunday night, we had a couple tough plays in the outfield, at the outfield wall that we didn't make. So before our 8 a.m. game on Monday morning, it was time for a little wall work. When I got called up to the big leagues, Mike Quaddy was the outfield coach for the Oakland A's. And before batting practice each day, he would drill me fungos up against the wall. Some I would catch, some I would miss, some I would step back toward the field of play to play. Little tongue twister here. Some I would catch, some I would miss, and some I would step back toward the field to play the ricochet. There certainly were instances I would crash into the wall, and others where I would leap, reach over the wall, then pull it back. Over time, I created an incredible awareness, comfort, and feel around the wall, which led to many highlight reel plays and inevitably a Fielding Bible Award given out to MLB's best defensive player at each position. I even earned the nickname Human Crash Test Dummy from Peter Gammons, who thoroughly enjoyed the constant collisions. I humbly like to believe I became the ultimate wall warrior and took great pride in my preparation. But how is it that I can confidently make such a claim? The answer is simple. I was doing shit that almost nobody else was doing. First thing I did when I would get to any ballpark was measure the warning track with strides, usually 2.5. Then I would literally run into the wall from various directions and practice absorbing the blow, which was generally done by rolling off. I then would throw a baseball to potential tricky spots to calculate how hard and where the ball would bounce. After that were the cue fungos, almost everyone against the wall before BP, and would finish chasing down live balls during batting practice. Fast forward many years to yesterday morning. I took our let them play outfielders to the wall and threw baseball after baseball toward the netted fence until all three looked comfortable and flipped over it at least once. Ironically, in the last inning of the game, a ball gets drilled out to center field. Our center fielder, Nate Jackson, turns, runs back towards the wall, then without an ounce of hesitation, simultaneously crashes into the fence and catches the ball. Bottom line, catches like these aren't accidents. The only way we will ever earn our ultimate wall warrior status is through relentless work and a willingness to prepare how others are not willing to. EB. So I have that clip up on Instagram right now. It's pretty cool to see. I mean, this was one of the most ridiculous catches that I've seen at the youth level. Now, unfortunately, the video quality is not great because I had to zoom in 15 times over to just be able to get it. I was going to try to figure out a way to highlight him as he goes through the outfield. You could still see enough of it, though, where his break was actually a little late, and then he went back, and there was this moment, either I'm going to pull up and get a little alligator armed, or I'm going to go for it. And he went for it. He made the play. It was fucking awesome. Now, before the game, we were doing these drills, and I'm throwing the ball up in the air, and I'm trying to get it to the point where they're right up against the fence. So they're comfortable around the fence. I wasn't trying to flip them over the fence. Well, at one point, I say probably each outfielder, Gianni, Nate, and then Leighton, all went over it. And there was like, I don't know if they were other coaches. I think they were family members from the teams that were playing on the other field. The fields backed up to each other. And I could hear one of the dads talking. And he was saying something along the lines of, you guys better be careful. There was a kid that broke his arm last week doing this. And I understand that these sort of things can be dangerous. Baseball can be dangerous, right? Well, I guess the kid, and I don't even know. I don't know the story. And obviously, a kid can break his arm anywhere on a baseball field. But I would also make the argument that, look, if you're not preparing for wall awareness, then when you get in those situations, you have no fucking idea what to do. So that would be my subtle reply. And I didn't reply at all. Just you guys do you being parents over here and let me do me being a coach. All of my years of crashing into walls, and I'm talking fucking collisions, man. All of my years had one minor injury and never missed a game because of it. And it was a shoulder where I was in Oakland, I was coming, and I got it like this, and then boom, and I jammed up against here. I didn't have time to brace. And I don't know if it was dislocated or what happened, and it popped back into place. But yeah, it certainly hurt. Now, that said, I didn't miss a game. I just hoofed through it. It was my left shoulder, so I could still throw. It wasn't great, but anyhow, ultimately, I think the bottom line is you got to train. If you got to train hard to play easy, and when you go through those instances and those situations, it then becomes really relaxing in a game. You're like, oh, I've done this before. I've been there before. Well, in the big leagues, it's like, how are you going to rob homers without practicing? And so we literally would always practice robbing homers. I mean, there was drills like sometimes I'd just be standing around with the boys. They'd be throwing it up. Boom, go up, get it. Boom, go up and get it. Boom, go up, miss it. And it's all part of it. It certainly is one of the things that, I love about the game. But I also do think it's something that we have to learn how to do. And so even when it comes to diving for a baseball, we have to learn how to fucking dive for a baseball. If we're not diving in practice, what makes you think we're going to dive in a game? So my message to all the kids out there, learn how to dive. Do it. Just I've been diving my whole life, and that's why I guess I'm comfortable doing it. But we have some kids that I think, I don't know if they're scared to dive. I don't know if they know how to dive. And it comes with the same sort of thing with sliding head first. And I'm a big proponent of sliding head first. I just think it's faster. But if you are not sliding head first, you don't know how to slide head first, then you try to get in a game and slide head first. Like, it doesn't work. This is all shit that we have to practice. Okay, scores from yesterday. The Detroit Tigers 3-1 over the San Francisco Giants. Birdsong gets a loss in that one, although he's been pitching terrific. 2.48 ERA. Milwaukee 3-2 over Boston in Milwaukee. The Cubs 3-1 winners over Colorado. Colorado's up to 9 wins now, though. Hey, good for the Rockies. They're almost at double digits. Baltimore, big 5-2 win at home against St. Louis. Toronto, 2-1 winners on the road. They're almost back to 500. The Rangers, below 500 now with the loss, 26-29 on the year. The Reds, 7-4 over the Royals. Reds, 27-28. Royals, 29-26. The Chicago White Sox, they got 17 wins this year. I mean, they're way ahead of the Rockies. 2-1 losers to the Mets, who are now 33-21. Dodgers 7-2 over Cleveland. Ohtani was at it again. Another leadoff home run. Tampa Bay 7-2 over the Twinkies. Arizona blanks the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-0 at home in the desert. San Diego 4-3 over the Fish in San Diego, and it was the New York Yankees 5-1 winners in Anaheim. So let's go over the latest power rankings, and then we will be back on tonight for Deuces Wild with Will the Thrill Clark. I found the FanGraph power rankings. I like this because, look, the power rankings are very subjective when you deal with a lot of these other entities, publications, whatever. Sometimes it's just people spitting it out, giving their opinion, which is okay, and I like that too. FanGraphs, we certainly know is going to be by the numbers. So let's go 10 down to 1 in the power rankings. Number 10 on the list, the San Francisco Giants at 31 and 22. This is what I really like about the power rankings, though. The Giants' playoff percentages right now, 47.1%. And I imagine, I guess, because they're in the NL West, the Astros, check this out. They're at number 11 right now. They're 28 and 25. They have a 63.6% chance of making the playoffs at number 11. Yet the Giants at 10 have a 47% chance. Crazy. Okay, the Mariners are at number 9, 29, and 23 with a 75% chance. So it's basically going to be Mariners or Astros, you would think, in that American League Western division battling out. I got to think the Rangers could get back into it at some point. The Twinkies are at number 8. They're 29 and 23. They have a 67% chance of making the playoffs. The Cardinals are at number 7. Now, this is really fucked up. They're 30 and 23 with just a 34% chance of making the playoffs. And I guess the reason being is that if they don't win the division, they're out because the wild card teams are going to come out of the National League West. I got to believe, whether it's the Diamondbacks, Giants, Padres, or Dodgers. So it's basically win the division or bust for them. The Mets, 32 and 21, they have an 80% chance of making the playoffs. That's huge. How about the Cubs? 32 and 21 with an 81% chance of making the playoffs. The Tigers, 34 and 30 with a 92% chance of making the playoffs. The Dodgers, 32 and 21 with a 97% chance. They're at number 3. The Yankees are at number 2 with a 97.2% chance. And the Phillies at number 1, 34 and 19 with a 91.4% chance. So it's going to be a lot harder to make the playoffs in the National League than it will be in the American League, just for the fact that you have the Phillies, you have the Dodgers, you have the Cubs, and those are the teams that I believe are on top of the division. Well, you got the Mets. Yeah. I mean, it gets pretty gnarly. So let's go to the standings just for fun before I get out of here. In the National League, you got the Phillies on top with the Mets a game and a half back. You have the Cubs on top with the Cardinals 3 back. So that's why the Cardinals percentage is so low. They're just assuming if they do not win, there's zero chance, but there's a slim chance that they would be able to get one of the wild cards. And the reason being is that you're going to have the Mets or the Phillies. Whoever doesn't win that, most likely you'd think would be one of the wild card teams. But then you have the NL West, which is loaded with the Dodgers, Padres, Giants, and Diamondbacks. And oh yeah, I haven't even mentioned the fucking Braves in there. So the National League, a ton of parity, and it should be difficult to get to the postseason. Later today, we are back on Will the Thrill Clark. He's taking a couple weeks off. And if you're interested in one of these, which if you're human, you are, tune back in tonight. That's it. Everyone have a fantastic day. See you in a few hours. See ya.